Last time on Dragon Ball Multiverse's spin-off, Blancoverse. Piccolo, days after the Dragon Ball Super superhero arc has ended, and he's already transformed into the orange Piccolo form, tries to understand what the form is and how powerful he has become, only to end in failure. So he decides to go check up on Gohan and see if he's gained an understanding on his new transformation and maybe wants to test them out against each other. We find Gohan in the middle of a Zoom call, and it looks like he's at work describing and explaining the discoveries that he's made on these Saiyans. I've told you guys before, the Saiyans are extremely important to understanding what happened in Superhero with Gohan and his new beast transformation, but he's found something else. He's found that these yellow ants are not the only ones that exist. There is another island with different types of ants that emit different colors. Now, I don't know if Blancoverse is having a go at us, but it seems like they figured out the, say, ant version of the story just like we did, and they're kind of hinting that other transformations will evolve if the need be different colors per se. He even goes as far as to say some of them have different colors that they kind of go through, similar to different transformations, Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, that kind of thing. And so I like the reference to the Saiyan thing because this is kind of a new discovery that we found for the movie on exactly what Gohan's new transformation really is and the basis of it. Even with Piccolo, I mean, I know he wished his, but it's the same exact thing. But Piccolo, upon hearing, he has really good hearing, what Gohan is talking about, he is a little bit upset, like, you're kind of talking about the exact same thing from before and not looking into what the hell happened to you because you transformed into a completely different animal. And I understand where Piccolo is coming from, but Piccolo doesn't know what it means to have a career or a job. And so Gohan is still completing his job and completing what his assignment was to be. But I just love, like, the even added flavor that certain colors are more powerful or more terrifying in case their nest is in danger, like they just cycle through them kind of thing. It was really important. These ants are really important to Dragon Ball, and I'm not kidding. Piccolo bursts in, wondering why Gohan's staying up this late talking about ants, but it seems like Gohan really wasn't on a Zoom call. He was kind of recording his findings, and Piccolo, like, broke his concentration, broke the recording, kind of. So, yeah, I understand that. It gets kind of annoying when someone interrupts your recording. I get where Gohan's going with this, so he kicks Piccolo out. You wait out there while I get everything handled in here. Piccolo is just a little bit dumbfounded because after everything that just happened, he would assume that Gohan would go right back to training. And look at Videl, look how cute she is. Like, she's over here with a little cup. Like, this is the middle of the night. Gohan's still working, burning the midnight fire. And we have Videl here just helping him out, give him some coffee, even Piccolo, even though he, doesn't really take anything. But I think that's really cute. Piccolo is underestimating how important the job that Gohan has actually is to him. And not only that, Gohan seems to have fallen back into, oh, don't worry, everything's going back to normal type of thing, which kind of bums me out because I feel like this is like the most realistic take as to what would happen with Gohan after a situation like this, like 7 days later or something. But yeah, it just seems like very, very, very specific and on point. To be honest, I don't think Gohan would go right back to training, but on the other hand, he could naturally be more powerful or so powerful right now where he doesn't really need to train all that often or all that much to gain access to this transformation. Let's see where this story is going to go. Gohan even tells Piccolo straight up that, like, yeah, once he's got some free time, that free time's going to his family, which I absolutely love, and I believe that wholeheartedly from the Gohan that we have, that he's a family guy. And actually he says that if it's something that will make Piccolo at ease is that he still feels different. He feels strange since the transformation. He feels not the same. And I think that the artists for Dragon Ball Blancoverse have really gone into detail, specifically with Gohan's hair here, because his Gohan's hair is not even close to what it was back in the superhero or DBS. It looks more like a smaller version of the ginormous hair that we got for the Beast Gohan transformation, so physically it looks like he actually changed a little bit as well. Gohan explains that this power has not left him, in the visualization of him just sitting there and the Blanco, I'm going to call it Blanco power because I like that. The Blanco power just maneuvering around him and engulfing him still when he's just normal. This is kind of what I assumed the Mystic or the Ultimate Gohan transformation would have been, like him in his base. Nothing much changed, but it looks like the Beast Gohan transformation is having that effect. Because Piccolo's straight up like, dude, you seem like different. You seem different. The ki seems like it was divine, but not really. Like he couldn't really sense it. It was unusual. It was something on its own. And Gohan is ready to find out what it is. He actually asked Piccolo to help him find out what it is, because if Piccolo didn't come to him, he would have gone to Piccolo. So out in the middle of nowhere with what looks like a broken down castle in the background. I don't know what visual representation from Dragon Ball this is supposed to be a mimic of, but we get Gohan versus Piccolo, or at least Gohan showing what he's got, because Piccolo tells him in a very Paragus type of way, unleash your new form, let's go. Gohan is at the threshold but pulls back because, and probably the best way for this to happen, and honestly I love that it doesn't have a name yet. He hasn't named it Beast Gohan. We've named it Beast Gohan. Gohan doesn't know what it is. Piccolo knows what Orange Piccolo is, but Gohan doesn't know what Beast Gohan is. He hasn't named it. So since Piccolo has named his transformation Orange Piccolo, Gohan wants to name himself White Gohan, which is probably the worst name. Glad it's not White Gohan, honestly. But Piccolo's not having it, just for the reason that he doesn't want to be copied. He kind of came up with his own name on his own, and he wants Gohan to kind of find his own name. And then he says Gohan White, which just reminds me of this guy. So I think this is really, really funny. Piccolo's okay with it, even though the white after the Gohan part sounds a little bit off. So Gohan changes it to Gohan Blanco, which honestly, it has, even though it's a meme name and it's part of a old animation from years ago, which honestly the fans made first before Dragon Ball decided to use it, I think that Gohan Blanco would actually kind of grow on me. It'd be like almost like the Espada in Bleach. It feels like specifically it makes sense. And honestly, I think that flavorful with the culture and everything, it's pinpoint accurate. I love it. And I love the fact that we're getting Gohan with the full Ultimate Gohan outfit here. I mean, he looks good in the Piccolo gear, don't get me wrong, but something about that, having the Goku gi, the turtle school gi, I just like that, and it just gives me Ultimate Gohan vibes, and this is what it looks like with him with the outfit, and I think he looks great. Piccolo doesn't recognize this transformation. He says that his hair before was way longer and his eyes were far different than they are right now. And so the only difference between this and there was that Gohan was rageful there. Like, he wanted vengeance. He was on bloodlust. So maybe that has some impact on the way that the transformation looks. Like, the more angry he gets, longer his hair gets, and the redder his eyes get. I love that Piccolo says this, because they're going to get down to business. He says, to really understand your new power and abilities, nothing will be more effective than an old-fashioned sparring session. Our goals are simple here. First, to revitalize your fight prowess, and second, to see how proficiently you can control your power in this Blanco state. Because if Gohan's going back to the status quo, his actual fighting prowess may be going down and dulling a little bit for this type of transformation, and you got to see how strong this thing can actually get. Piccolo, Orange Piccolo should I say, in his armored outfit, it looks great. It's gonna stretch with him, so that's something that 100% it makes sense, and I think that it'll get big with him, or maybe it'll look a little bit more smaller on him, whatever, but it'll still stretch. But his second goal is for Gohan to match the power output of Orange Piccolo. Even though right now Piccolo is at his greatest transformation, he even recognizes that Gohan Blanco is way stronger than him, so it's gonna be a real challenge for Gohan Blanco to even try to control his ki to level with Orange Piccolo, because of how vast that difference is. And this is all with fighting too. Like, they're not just standing there and matching. Like, he's got to keep this level while fighting. Like, this is Gohan in goon mode. This showcase of power is so grand that Goku and Vegeta are both feeling this power. And Goku, for the first time, realizes that this is not just a power that Gohan gets when he's mad. Like, this is him in a normal state, normal transformation, and he still has this outrageous level of power. Like, this is insane. This is something that Whis himself can't ignore. He's seeing what's going on Earth. He's seeing what's going on with these fighters, and he's realizing the reality of the situation, that these are monsters, man. This is a universe filled with monsters, and Gohan Blanco, Beast Gohan, is at the top of that pyramid. I mean, this is such a severe transformation here for both these characters that Whis tells Goku and Vegeta to stay put. Like, he's got to go handle some business because he's got to report to somebody. And even Goku realizes that this energy, it's strange. It's not like normal ki, similar to what Piccolo was saying, and Whis explains the exact same thing. It's something rooted in his potential, similar to Broly, but not exactly that. Vegeta asked the question that we're all asking ourselves: is this because Gohan is a legendary being of some kind, similar to Broly? And Whis slaps that down. You don't need to be a legend to gain that much power, but the answer is not entirely wrong. And Goku is trying to figure out, is it because he's a half human? But then that would mean that, you know, Goten and Trunks would have the same level of potential hidden in them as well. And this is where Goku and Vegeta get into an argument about whether this is a legendary half Saiyan or a legendary half human, because this almost seems completely unreal how powerful some of these Saiyans are becoming, especially the ones that are born of human mothers. Like, it just seems outrageous, and the powers are extremely busted. But Whis gives them a very, very serious farewell, saying, no, Goku, Vegeta, this is a much different matter, something serious he needs to handle, like, now. And that is where we're left off in this cliffhanger. Let me know what you guys thought of the chapter. I loved it. I love the lore. I love the Saiyans coming back. This is great. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.